Justice goes viral. Kayla Malec's legal victory ends with Evan Johnson behind bars. In a case that captured the internet's full attention and reshaped the narrative around domestic violence in the digital age, content creator Kayla Malec emerged victorious after a harrowing legal battle against her ex-boyfriend, Evan Johnson. On May 7th, 2025, Kayla stood outside the Sumner County Courthouse in Tennessee, her voice trembling but firm as she delivered the words her supporters had been waiting to hear. Justice has finally been served. Her announcement came via a TikTok clip that felt less like a social media post and more like a cinematic climax to a modern-day courtroom saga. But this wasn't fiction. This was a real story of pain, perseverance, and public vindication. From private pain to public battle. For months, Kayla had turned her platforms into a chronicle of survival, broadcasting the emotional wreckage left by her 9-month relationship with Johnson. What began as whispers of unease soon exploded into a full-blown online movement after Kayla uploaded a YouTube video in April detailing the verbal and physical abuse she endured. The rawness of her account shattered any illusion of influencer perfection and revealed the darker side of relationships that many are too afraid to discuss. When Johnson was arrested on April 7th for domestic assault and probation violation, the case began snowballing through the digital sphere. Released on a $30,000 bond, Johnson became a lightning rod for outrage and the focus of a growing campaign demanding accountability. #Justice, #Justice. For Kayla takes over the internet. By the time the May 7th hearing arrived, the internet had already decided whose side it was on. The #Justice for Kayla had gone viral, amassing millions of views across TikTok, X formerly Twitter, and Instagram. Comment sections turned into virtual courtrooms, with users expressing solidarity, sharing their own trauma, and calling for systemic change. One TikTok commenter summed up the mood perfectly. Kayla didn't just win her case, she gave every woman who was silenced a voice. This wasn't just a legal battle, it was a cultural reckoning. A timeline of turmoil and triumph. Let's break down how the saga unfolded. April 2025, Kayla releases a bombshell video recounting months of alleged abuse, prompting an outpouring of support. April 7th, Evan Johnson is arrested on multiple charges, making headlines across digital platforms. April 22nd, Johnson makes his first court appearance. Kayla live posts her emotional state to thousands of followers. May 7. In a dramatic conclusion, Johnson is arrested again following the final hearing, as Kayla declares victory. While official sentencing details haven't been released, the court's actions were enough for Kayla and her supporters to celebrate a powerful symbolic win. Confessions, contradictions, and deleted posts. Throughout the proceedings, Johnson's online behavior only fanned the flames. In a series of now-deleted posts, he partially admitted to mistakes, only to turn around and accuse Kayla of exaggeration. This digital whiplash didn't help his image. If anything, it invited even more scrutiny. Commentators across platforms dissected every word, every edit, every backpedal. To some, deleting the posts looked like a guilty man trying to erase a paper trail. To others, it was a desperate PR move gone wrong. Either way, it raised the stakes in an already heated courtroom showdown. Social media, the new courtroom. One of the most defining elements of this case wasn't what happened in the courthouse. It was what happened on TikTok, YouTube, and X. Kayla didn't just talk about her trauma. She documented it. Every court date, every panic attack, every legal win or delay. It was all laid bare for her followers, creating a sense of collective experience rarely seen in traditional media. Her openness turned the legal process into a public spectacle, for better or worse. And people showed up. Fellow creators like Jacob Sartorius voiced their support. Thousands commented, liked, and reposted. The hashtag became a movement, uniting survivors and allies around a shared message. we believe her. The broader picture, a spotlight on domestic violence. While Kayla's personal victory made headlines, the broader conversation was impossible to ignore. Domestic violence remains a rampant epidemic, with 1 in 4 women in the U.S. experiencing some form of abuse in their lifetime. But what makes Kayla's story resonate so deeply is how it exposes the modern realities of being a survivor in a connected world. In 2025, justice is no longer confined to the courtroom. It plays out on timelines, in videos, and through shared stories, and as more survivors speak out online, public support can act as both a safety net and a sword. But it's not without risk. Critics argue that social media trials can bypass due process. Others say it's the only way for survivors to